Thank you, Mr. Jeffries, for yielding time, and thank you for your passion and your willingness to come to this floor each week to raise up issues that are very important to the Congressional Black Caucus and should be important to every American. I thank you so very much, and thank you for your energy and the way you represent your district in Brooklyn. Thank you also to Mr. Horsford for your tireless efforts as well. Mr. Speaker, I'm looking forward to the State of the Union message tomorrow night. I have seen probably 9 or 10 since I have been in Congress, and each one is unique in its own way. But I am really looking forward to the State of the Union message tomorrow night from President Barack Obama. If press reports are correct, it seems to me that the President is ready to pull off the Band-Aid and expose the disease of income inequality in this country. And hopefully the President will lay out a plan tomorrow night to address poverty and to address the huge income disparity that we see in our country. These are the facts. 46.5 million Americans live below the poverty level. Mr. Jeffries, there are 308 million people in America, and 1 out of 6 of those lives in poverty. That is unacceptable. In my district in North Carolina, 1 of 4, yes, 1 of 4 lives in poverty, and that includes some 73,000 children. My congressional district is in the bottom 10, among the bottom 10 of all of the congressional districts in the country. American workers are working very hard, but their purchasing power in my district and in your district, Mr. Jeffries, and all across America, their purchasing power is getting less. Why is that? It's because wages are flat. Workers are not experiencing pay raises and raises in their income as other Americans are. Wages are flat. 10% of wage earners today earn 50% of the nation's income. Each year, the top 1% makes 26 times what a minimum wage worker makes on average. These are the facts. These are the statistics. We have not concocted this theory of people living in poverty. It is real, and nearly 50 million Americans are living in poverty. And so we must get serious. We must get serious about enabling the American dream for millions of low-income Americans and millions of middle-income Americans. I heard the gentlelady from Texas a few moments ago, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, talk about the minimum wage, and she's absolutely correct. It's time for the minimum wage to be raised. Raising the wage to $10.10 per hour would immediately lift 4.6 million Americans out of poverty, and many of those who are in poverty are the working poor. It's time for corporate America to use their record profits, and they are profits, and good for them, but they must use their record profits to provide higher wages and better benefits. The fact is that corporate profits are enhanced when workers and their families are secure. And so, Mr. Speaker, I look forward to the State of the Union message on tomorrow evening and urge the President to demonstrate his resolve to give equal opportunity to every American. Finally, the Congressional Black Caucus has constantly made the point that there are dozens, if not hundreds, of communities across America, represented by Republicans and Democrats, that have poverty rates in excess of 20%. Some of those communities have had those rates for more than 30 years. The Congressional Black Caucus has asked President Obama to use his executive authority to target at least 10% more resources to these communities. The Congressional Black Caucus has framed this as the 10-20-30 plan. I ask our President to target more resources in low-income communities, and I thank you, Mr. Jeffries, for yielding time.
Thank the distinguished gentleman.